Okay, so you have here a new Screenflow recording, and I'll show you the first thing at the very top. You can see I'm actually recording right now. But if you click on this, one of the things you can do is configure the recording. So if you have multiple desktops and multiple audio inputs, and also you can choose if you want to record the audio that's coming from the computer itself, not just the input audio from your microphone, but you can choose your microphone and so on and so forth. So when you open up Screenflow for the first time and you turn it on, you want to configure your recording, and then you'll hit record. And then to stop recording, you hit Command Shift 2. To start the recording, hit Command Shift 2 as well. And you can also quit the program from that little icon right there. But whenever you see that dot in the middle of it, then you know that you are currently recording, which is what we're doing now. So this is a recording that I did, and you can see down here, this is where the audio begins, and we're looking at just this one right here in the yellow, and audio ends right here, and you can see it's about 26.5 seconds long. And then you can take this and you can move it up so you can have a little better control of it. So look at these as individual tracks. So this is one track that has the audio, and this is another track that has just the screen on it. And if this had audio inside of it, this screen one right here, you could actually pull the audio out of it and make it a separate track. But as of right now, it's a separate track. So you can take it and you can move it down like that. And I'll show you why that's important in just a minute. But sometimes you'll need to see more of these tracks than you can see right there. So I would go ahead and maybe pull it up just a little bit so you can see at least one or two more tracks. Another way you can zoom and change your view is down here. So you can see the length of the track based on your zoom. That might be helpful. And then obviously you can play the presentation from wherever you're at, which is this little red, they call it a scrubber right here. And that's how you move around the um, recording. All right. So, and remember, fundamentally, most important, don't forget, big deal. Whatever is highlighted in yellow is what you can move around. So if I click on the audio and I try to move this screen around, it'll actually pick up the screen because it's the only thing in here. But just remember, if you have maybe more than one screen option, that whatever is highlighted down here is what you can move around. Okay, so let's go up here to the right, and this is our main panel for making changes. And we're just going to go ahead and jump in here and make some crazy changes. So maybe the first thing I want to do is I want to add some intro. So I'm going to click on both these by hitting Shift. I'm going to move them both over together, and you can see they're 3 seconds, 5 seconds, right there. So it's 5 seconds off. And I'm going to click over here on Title, which is this T, or text I should say, and I'm going to add a text box. And there's a text box. I'm going to leave it just as text. And you can see it filled this space, this 5 second space right here. Okay, so when I hit play, that will show for 5 seconds, and then it will move into the new one. Okay, now they aren't exactly right next to each other, so I can click both of these and I can move them so they're right next to each other. It's very simple to add transitions to these. You right click and do add an ending transition and add a starting transition. And you can see it's two transitions right there. So now it will fade in and then it will fade out. And you can see it sort of starts that abruptly. So I would go ahead and double click on both of these, right click, and add a starting transition. And now it will fade out and the new one will fade in. All right. And something's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. You can adjust these fades so that they are longer. And you can adjust them individually. That's the audio fade, and I just adjust the video one. So we'll make sure the audio one doesn't. We don't need that one to fade necessarily. We'll have it be a little, but the video one we want that fade to be longer. So watch the video now. Quick fade out and a slow fade in. Okay, and that is versus if there was no transition at all, which I will show you what that looks like. Remove the transition, and that's what this would look like. Fade, boom. Okay, so we want to keep those transitions in. So we'll add the starting transition. I just did a right click. Now, if you want to change that transition, you can just click on it like this with a right click, and you can change the transition. So let's do, where's the melt? Yeah, the melt. We'll do a melt. Let's see if that one shows up right. Yeah, there you go. So you can melt. or you can do a cube. So there you go. There's lots of different transitions you can use, and they're very easy to get to there. So that's how you add a text box. And remember this is really important. On the right side, you're going to be able to add a text box. You can add a video action. You want to make sure that you're highlighting exactly where you want that to be. If you want your video action to be right here, make sure your bar is right there. If you want your video action to be over here, make sure it's right there. Because when you click that add the video action, the first thing you do is you click add, and you can see it showed up right there, and then you make the adjustment. Don't make the adjustment and then add the video action. Add the video action and then make the adjustment. And so for this video adjustment, what we're going to do is I just clicked add the video, and then I'm just going to click on here with my mouse, and with my scroll wheel, I'm going to zoom in to over here. Right, let's just do that. Zoom in right there. Okay, and now that's how long my video action is going to be from here to here. If I'm going to make it a little longer video action, so make it take 3 seconds to complete the action. So this is the standard. I'm going to hit space bar to play and pause, and then it will start to zoom in, and then it'll stop. All right, and if I want to change that, again, it's still highlighted. If it's not highlighted, it's purple. If it is highlighted, it means you can edit it, that's yellow. So if I want to make it even tighter, I can do that. And we'll see what that looks like. There you go. And then for instance, if you want to see what it looks like if it's much more abrupt, still going to zoom the same percentage, but it's going to do a lot faster. There you go. Okay. And then you can do the same thing to make it smaller. We'll add a video action. We'll click on here, add the video action, and this time we're going to make it go real small. Okay. And as you see, as I move this around, it's got these lines that line you up, which is really, really handy. And we're going to make that one be a little smaller. So we're going to zoom in, and we're going to zoom out. And check this out. So this is still highlighted. Here's some cool stuff you can do. You can hit reflection, and you can look below. You can see the reflection of the document right below that. So let's see what that looks like. Out, and you can see what that looks like. And then you can also rotate it. Again, it's still yellow, so we can still adjust it. And you can just rotate it on the x-axis, which is across, horizontally, or y, which is vertical. Z is to twist the whole thing. So I'm going to move it like this. Okay? So, and let's make this a little longer. So we'll start here. I'm just going to delete this one because it's kind of goofy. So watch this. It's going to turn, and it's going to give that reflection. Okay, so I can do that, and so that's what it's going to be. And then maybe I want to do that and then a zoom. So let me add another video action. Click on Add Video, and I'm just going to scroll over it, and I'm going to zoom in, just like that. Okay, isn't that neat? So we wanted this one to be a little longer. Oops. You can also just drag on in the hole and move the whole thing around position-wise, but I'm trying to make it longer. So watch this. So that's full screen. We're going to turn it with the reflection, and then we're going to zoom in. All right. And so there's reflection. Let's zoom it back out. Let's add another one. Let's put it back here and zoom it out. All right. And then let's bring it back to 0. Okay. And what I'm going to do is, I'll leave it at that. So let's sort of back to normal. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over here to the top right, because something else you can do is you can add a shadow to something, but the shadow won't show up on this because it's a black background. So I'm going to click on shadow, and again, we're still in the video properties. Click shadow. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click off of it. I'm going to go on the top right here, and I'm going to add another piece of media. So add media. And I'm just going to go find a picture. Let's see here. Let's just do a picture of my family. I think that's me and my daughter. All right, so there it is. This is something else you can do. And you're just going to pull it down and pull it over here. And you can see now we have a different layer, right? Or a different track, if you will. And you can position that wherever you like, right? but it's on top of. It's on top of that. So we've got it right there. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to move it around. And with this one, we're going to go back over to our video. And again, we're highlighted on the yellow. We're going to add a video action, and we're going to give this a shadow. And you can see that shadow just popped up right there. Let me uncheck it and check it. And you can move the shadow offset, tighter, further away. Change the color. Maybe you can't. Well, you can change the depth of the color maybe. Oh, actually, no, you can change the color. So we'll make it ugly just so you can see it. But change the color angle. So it's top left, bottom right. Okay, you can adjust all of those. And then the blur size. If I make this bigger, make it smaller. All right. Again, how far it's offset. That's all. It's all adjustable. And then let me just make this a little longer. So let's see what this looks like. Show you just some of the things that I do to edit. So you can see how that shadow sort of comes alive there. And then the other thing is, let's just say it's too abrupt. I wanna have it sort of smooth itself in. So I'm going to make sure the transition's at the very beginning and just have it happen instead of happen over a period of time and have it just be that way. So I made it 0 seconds. And the transition's going to be a fade. So that should fade in. And there you go. All right. So that's how you can add a picture. Now that picture is only going to last as long as it is on the timeline. So if you want it shorter or longer, then you need to extend it accordingly. Okay. So that's how we brought another element and added video elements to that, video changes. And let's go ahead and add an ending transition, and it'll fade out. All right. So there we are. And then we can go to audio, and on this audio, we're just going to go ahead and click audio action, and we can make it dip down real low. And then we can do a fade basically over 3 seconds from 100% audio to 20% audio. And you really won't be able to tell that, but because the audio isn't being recorded on this, but that would in effect fade your audio from here to here by 20% or by 80% actually. Or you can do ducking, which basically causes the volume to go down whenever it detects other audio. So ducking, like going underneath. All right. And then we've got screen recording properties, and I'll give you an example of this. We need to be on the video for this to work. That's why it was grayed out. So let's go on the video, and we can show the mouse pointer. And then this is pretty cool. I don't even know. My mouse is over here on the left side right here. Okay, and I can do this pointer zoom. So you can see my pointer, how big it gets, right? You can do a radar. Basically, I think it creates like a couple circles if you click on something. I don't think I clicked on anything, so that won't show up. But then the pointer, you can do different shapes. But we're going to leave it just default. And then you can make a sound when you click. And then if you do keyboard actions, you can show when you do press a key, which is awesome. Okay, so those are different things you can do to adjust your mouse properties, or your screen recording production, sorry. This is the actual mouse, which is also pretty cool, which is you can add a call out. And the thing about these is I don't use them a whole lot, but so obviously it's going to focus in on that one area. This is your opacity. Yeah, there you go. And you can even blur the background, make it real blurry so they can only focus on that one thing. And you're thinking, well, that's not big enough space. Well, then you can just zoom in on that, which is pretty cool. You can pull out that one area, or you can make the border around it bigger and then zoom in on it as well. And again, this looks kind of goofy now, but I'm just trying to show you the capabilities. And then how much do you want to feather the border? Because you can see it's real strong, but the more you feather it, softer it becomes. All right. And then duration, how long do you want it to go in and out when it zooms? So let's just see what that one looks like right here. So this is, and that sort of switches right over to it. So we want to make some transition. And let's see if that. So this is. Yeah. So this build transition in and out. I want to make sure it's not exactly like so stark. So you can see this will take 0.6 seconds in and 0.6 seconds out to show the zoom. So zoom into that and zoom out of that. All right, and that one has been added. And you've got your text, and you can do lots of different things with your text and backgrounds and margins and things like that. And again, that's where you show and can bring in more audio if you want to add another audio track. And at the end, you're just simply going to go up to File, and then you can save it as a Screenflow file, which is going to be huge. The files are huge. Or you can publish it straight to YouTube, or you can publish it to Flash, or I export it as a .mov file. Click Export, and then you get different options of the level of production that you want, the quality, and then you can make those settings default. So if you do web, say low, it'll show you that. And then what do you want to do? Do you want to scale it, or do you want to scale it to a custom size? Motion blur is not a big difference, so I don't really worry about that one. Then when you click export, you'll save it to wherever you wanted to save it to. And that will be it. And you can obviously save that native file for future reference if you would like. If you want to go back and make changes, otherwise it's going to layer all of your layers into, or I should say merge all your layers into one file. So if you ever wanted to go back, you wouldn't be able to separate them again like you just did. So that is a quick overview of Screenflow, and if you're interested in purchasing the product, then you can just go to andytraub.com/screenflow, andytraub.com/screenflow, and that's where you'll find this tutorial and an affiliate link. If this has been helpful in helping you make your decision, then I appreciate using that, and I think I get 10 bucks or something for being an affiliate for them. And then you can sign up to be an affiliate yourself, which is not a bad idea because they're a great company and it's a great product. And it is Mac only. I apologize for that, but I have actually convinced a few folks to buy a Mac simply because they need to get this and use this program. Hopefully it's been helpful. If you have other questions, I'll leave comments open available underneath this post. And you can, and on the page, andytraub.com/screenflow, and then I will respond to those questions as soon as I can. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. God bless.